Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am going to make a video which will be kind of along the lines of an instructive video. I think this will be helpful to a lot of you who have been asking me questions. And also, I was involved in a Twitter exchange the other day after I posted something on Twitter. And I forget exactly oh, I was talking about the deficit and the reduction in the deficit and how that has weakened the economy. Of course, the deficit of the government is equal to the increase in the financial balance of the non-government. So in other words, if the government's running a 1 trillion deficit, by definition, the financial balances of the non-government, the economy that's domestically and globally, goes up by 1 trillion. I mean, it's an identity, they're equal. And so I think I said something to the effect that, the deficit has shrunk by 1.3 trillion year over year. It's actually down 1.3 trillion right now compared to where it was last year. And I said that was the reason for the negative print in economic activity, slow economic activity, maybe even a contraction, maybe even a recession. And somebody said something to the effect of, oh, yeah, right. So you're telling me that, let me see if I can remember. You're telling me that if the government uh, borrows less of what it can't even pay back, somehow, I mean, it was a very convoluted thing. It was, what a lot of people believe about, sovereign money. I think when they have the wrong impression, when they believe that, the government is a borrower, like the US government is a borrower, and therefore, when it deficit spends, it's in effect taking away the financial resources of the non-government, when in fact it's exactly the opposite. But the part I want to uh, focus in on in this video is this statement that this person made, that the government will never have the wherewithal to pay it back. By the way, if somebody asks you or makes a comment to you about, the government borrowing, and that's, he's alluding to the fact or implying that it's taking away financial resources, there's two questions you ask that person. Borrowing what from whom? So of course they're going to say, well, what are you talking about? They're borrowing dollars. Okay, from who? They could say the Chinese. They could say from people. They could say from the banks. And then you get into you explain that dollars can only come from one place. They could even say borrowing from the Fed, right? First of all, the Fed does not lend directly to the government. The Fed is a bank. It doesn't lend directly to the government. But the Fed itself is part of the government. That's a whole separate topic. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. Let's go over this part about not being able to pay back. And what I want to show you, I'm going to switch to the daily Treasury statement, because I want to show you. And by the way, this was covered in I have a video called Understanding the Daily Treasury Statement. It's 99 bucks on my website. I'll put a link here in the description. Many of you have purchased that. And believe me, it's the best 99 bucks you're ever going to spend or invest. I mean, the daily Treasury Statement is an exceptional resource. It's free. It comes out every day. It is I think it is the most important resource when it comes to having an understanding of economic trends, because it is these fiscal flows that I talk about often, almost every day, that drive everything. And in the video, I show you how to calculate these flows on a daily basis. You can calculate the deficit on a daily basis. There was another tweet that I put up when I said the deficit is 521 billion, down 1.3 trillion year over year. And somebody's like, where did you see that? Where, show me the link. I calculate this every day. I mean, it's a very simple arithmetic to calculate it. If you understand the daily treasury statement, it's very easy. It's subtraction, it's addition and subtraction. Anyway, let's go to this. So I'm going to share my screen now. Let's see how I do this. All right, here we go. All right. All right, so now you see I am right here at the daily treasury statement. This is the link, fsapps.fiscal.treasury.gov. What I want to go to is I want to go to the end of the fiscal year, because we're still going here on the fiscal year. I could do it here, but I want to show you the full what a full fiscal year looks like. So fiscal year 2021 was just concluded. Well, not just, last September 30th. So let me go there. I'll click on that and let me go to the fourth quarter. Okay. And this is the very last statement day of the fiscal year of 2021. I'm going to click on text. Okay. And these are, you see how the treasury statement is broken down. You have daily balances, you have monthly balances, you have yearly balances, and it's broken down. There are a bunch of tables here. This is deposits. Okay. This is withdrawals. I like to look at this for the flows, but I'm not going to talk about this today. I'm going to talk about that one thing that person was saying, that there's no way they can pay it back. All right. I'm going to scroll down here to the table 3A, table 3A, okay? Cash and debt operations of the United States Treasury. And I'm going to go here to redemptions. Why am I going to go to redemptions? Because redemptions are literally paying it back. I mean, when somebody has a bond, a treasury bond or a treasury note or a treasury bill, and it reaches maturity, the treasury is obligated to exchange that for the face value, the cash. Okay, that's what means paying it back. So you see, it's all broken down here in these redemptions in the different securities. You got bills, you got notes, you got bonds. And then you have total redemptions right here. Now, I want to point something out. These tables, all of these numbers are in millions. In other words, okay, 6, you see this 6? That would be 6 million. Okay. You see this 1,474? That would be 1,474 millions, or 1.474 billion. Now, here's something I want you to see. If you go back to total, okay, and this is broken down again in daily, monthly, and for the fiscal year to date. We're on the last day of the fiscal year, so this is the entire year. If you go down here to total redemptions, okay, I'll highlight it. For the fiscal year, the total amount of government securities that were redeemed, okay, paid back. That's what redeemed means. It get, the paper certificate gets exchanged for cash. The total was 119.555 trillion. Somebody said to me, Mike, you're making a mistake. That's 119 million. No, it's not. It's 119 million. So a million is a trillion. This is 119.555811 trillion in 1 year was redeemed. How can that be possible? You're saying there's only 20, 28, 30 trillion in debt. A lot of these securities are, rolled over and rolled over. They're redeemed, they're rolled over. The total in 1 year. So a statement, if somebody makes a statement that the government's not going to be able to pay it back, I mean, it's just ludicrous. Here is the number right from the Treasury's own books, okay? Cash operations of the United States Treasury. Here is the number right from the Treasury's own books, 119.555811 trillion. I'm not making this up. These are actual numbers. Okay. Again, everything in these tables, every figure is in millions, So let me just repeat, a number like 6, that's not $6, that's 6 million. Okay. A number like 1,474 is not $1,474. It's 1,474,000,000. Okay. In other words, it's 1,474 millions. And this is 119.555811 million millions. So it's 119 rounded off 120 trillion. Nobody, explains this stuff, not even the Treasury. So like when people say they're never going to be able to pay it back, it's just foolish. It's ignorance. Okay. By the way, here was the debt, the total debt. If you want to see here, total public debt outstanding. Now, of course, this was as of September 30th, 2021. Here's where you could show people, look, how much is the debt? How much is the debt? They're going to say, oh, it's 28 trillion. So you show them this and they're going to say, oh, that's 28 million. No, it's not. It's 28 million. This is 28.428919 trillion. And that was as of September 30th, 2021. Now the debt is higher, of course, because they raised the debt ceiling. I can go back to, let's look at 2021, where we are right now. So we're in the third quarter of the fiscal year. If you go here to the most recent statement, which is April 29th, that was Friday, okay? Let's see what the deal is. I'm going to scroll down again to that table. Same thing, everything, all figures are in millions. We have already redeemed or paid back 78.260476 trillion. And the total debt, you go up here. Sorry, let's get that. Is 30.374 trillion. That's the total public debt outstanding. But the amount held by the public is 23.847 trillion. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. I'm going to put the link to my daily Treasury statement course. This is very easy to understand. If you get my course, I explain, and then you could also learn how to do the daily fiscal flows, which are very important. So, yeah, that's it, folks. Don't let anybody tell you that, they can't pay it back. I mean, we're paying it in, over 100 trillion annually. And, the world is not falling apart. The economy is functioning. The dollar is sound. So don't let them say you can't do it. It's right there in the numbers. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope it came out good. We're gonna see right now. Take care. Bye.